leading from the front.
The honourable member for Selkirk Interlake.
Prime Minister, we actually delivered for our military. We bought brand new 5 CF-18 Flowmasters, new Hertz, new Leopard tanks, new Chinook helicopters. We delivered. Instead, what we got here is the Auditor General report referenced her 2018 report on the Canada's fighter jets. That report said the biggest obstacle to meeting operational requirements was a shortage of fighter pilots and technicians. Over the last Liberal decade, the Liberals have worsened this capability gap through mismanagement and completely ignoring the Auditor General's recommendations. So the question is, the Foreign Minister who is responsible for the military back in 2018 is still in his cabinet. Why? Good question.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I was proud to stand yesterday with the Minister of National Defence, the Chief of the Defence Force, and announce the largest increase in military expenditure in decades. Building our military strong, building our military with Canadian technology, Canadian jobs, Canadian steel, Canadian aluminum. That's what the review of the F-35 is about. That's what the future of this country is about.
Now here is some line of questionings that is conserved. Both of them were very good. I got to admit. Now let's see, 30.
The Auditor General severely has criticized the government's management of the F-35 fighter purchase. It's now 50% over budget, $30 billion in costs. There are delays in construction, a lack of personnel, and insufficient oversight are threatening this project, and Canadians are paying the price. And the Prime Minister seems to have forgotten to mention that the new money announced yesterday is just to pay these cost overruns. He promoted the former Defence Minister. Why? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, one of the first measures that I took was a review of the F-35 contract. Because we have to do what's right for Canadians, what's right for Canada, what's right for our security, and we will report back to Parliament over the summer. The Honourable Member for Charles-Bourgault-Saint-Charles. The Prime Minister is the only thing that's new in this government, because the rest of the government is an old government, and we're seeing the problems with this incompetent old government. We've learned today, Mr. Speaker, from the Auditor General, that the main subcontractor of Arrive Scam got $64 million from this Liberal government, even if it was under investigation by the RCMP. GC Strategies is a company with just 2 employees. It got 106 contracts from 31 federal organizations for a total value of $92.7 million. Is that Liberal incompetence, or is it corruption, or is it both? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, last year, after an independent process, the government suspended that company for 7 years. It's done. It's over. The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, sit down. It's a little complicated. The Prime Minister gave Canadians back money that they had not paid. So it's an advance for a sum of money that they will not pay back. So about $4 billion was distributed to Canadians a week before the election, but not a cent to Quebecers. Can the Prime Minister explain this to Quebecers? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I am proud that we cancelled the carbon tax. Quebec and British Columbia have their own systems. Our decision, including the decision on the last payment of the rebate, involves the rest of Canada. The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Well, it's completely illogical, Mr. Speaker. You pay back those who pay, not those who don't pay. But now that we know clearly that this has nothing to do with the carbon tax that was cancelled or that was criticized by the OECD, and we can understand that this money was a gift before the election and an injustice, does he recognize that the $3.7 billion that were given to Canadians have nothing to do with climate change? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Quebec, Mr. Speaker, Quebec didn't pay that consumer carbon tax. So it's not unjust, it's coherent that the rebate would continue one last time to allow an adjustment for families across Canada. The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, I would be very happy to explain this because the carbon tax that applies in Quebec since 2013, I put it in place as Minister of the Environment. I'd be happy to explain that. The Prime Minister clearly is better with numbers than with facts. Will he compensate Quebecers for the $814 million that he owes them?
He is a good politician. That was a good zinger, but it was polite.
Mr. Speaker, as the Bloc leader has just said, he created Quebec's own carbon tax system. It was different, and it's different across the country, including British Columbia. Our approach